everybody, and welcome back to the SoCo Customs YouTube channel. I'm Brian. We got Billy here. He's our resident Mopar guy.
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in.
I wanted to get some of his thoughts on the brand new 2020 Cummins Ram, however you want to put it, that just debuted this year at the Detroit Auto Show. So what did you think of the exterior, Billy?
I think it's good. Didn't get too crazy with it. Nothing went outer spacey or too new, which I prefer. I like to look at a truck and say, hey, that's a truck, not where did you come from. So they are coming out with 3 new colors. They don't seem to be getting too crazy with those colors. There always will be the special editions you can pay the extra for to get your Mopar specialty colors that will never go away. It's nostalgic now, so you're going to pay to get those.
Mm-hmm. They did talk about the 6 new styles of wheels, but we don't necessarily care about that, as we're in the business of pulling those wheels off.
Exactly. I'm excited though that there are new wheels, because we are going to have the customers where they come in and we do a leveling kit or a 4-inch where we're not changing a knuckle and doesn't require the back spacing, so they will have the option to keep that stock wheel. So while I am all about getting you guys the most tricked out thing on the street, for the few customers we have that keep that more
sleeper stock look. Right,
they keep more of that stock look. I hope these new wheels have some pizzazz to them that get away from the traditional basic 5-spoke stuff, maybe some more angles in there, black and machined. The manufacturers are getting a little more into that lately. Chevy's been doing a lot of the solid blacks. I've seen a few, solid gloss blacks. I'd like to see them get into the machine face and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
At the same time, I don't, because that's what I do. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I really like the rear end of the new Rams, because it seems like the 2019, they have that amber tail light with that LED signature, and it just looks so clean, and you know that you're behind a new Ram rather than the old Ram with the LED grid that they had.
Yeah, absolutely. It's signature, like you said. When you're behind that truck, you know it's the new truck. There's no mistaking it. So signature is a good way to put what they've done to those lights in the rear end for sure.
Mm-hmm. And with the revamped front end, I really like how they did that, because it makes it look fitting that they got rid of that crossbar look that they've had since the beginning of time. And now that they've gotten away from that, it really looks like everything belongs, because they took the crossbars away for the last bit of the last generation, and it just didn't look like it necessarily fit with that kind of goofy grid, slatted.
Right, it definitely, I would agree. I would say the grills needed some work. It's been the same for years and years, super basic.
What do you think about the interior?
Interior, like they have been for, 6-7 years now, up to par for sure. Mm-hmm. Still doing all the stitch embroidering, leather. They're still going to have the Bighorn editions, or what do they call it down in Texas?
Was it not the Lone Star?
Is
it the Lone Star?
It is the Lone Star. But, Texas has to have their own name for stuff.
Exactly.
So,
one of my favorite things about the interior is they are running that 10-inch screen that they were putting in the 2019 1500s, and it often seems like the heavy-duty trucks get left behind as far as technology goes because of who they think is driving it, but it's really nice to see them, since they're asking for Tesla dollars to buy a brand new heavy duty truck, put Tesla technology in there. Come on.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I've never been the guy that's been about all the bells and whistles on the inside, heated seats, steering wheels, all that good stuff. It's fun, it's convenient. I'm a raw power pull the side of a house down kind of guy, which with this truck sounds like that's where we're at. So I'm excited to see what this thing's going to bring for sure.
Yeah, well, why don't we just dive into the nuts and bolts of this? What's going on with the motor, Billy?
Biggest thing is going to be the block. So they're going to that graphite block that Ford's been doing for a couple years now. Definitely some weight reduction there. They're talking 50 to 60 pounds, which to some people probably doesn't sound like a whole lot. When you're talking about a block that they've been doing for decades and decades, to shave 60 pounds is huge. I mean, phenomenal. So very excited about that. They're claiming the 35,000 pounds. We're talking pulling houses over. I mean, that's
exactly.
I kind of hope when they come out I can afford one, and maybe we can go demo a house. Just
Yeah.
I'm about doing things fast. I'd much rather chain up and just rip a wall out. And this thing sounds like it will definitely be able to do that, plus much more.
Yeah, exactly. And starting off with 1,000 pound-feet of torque, since we are an aftermarket shop, I am real excited to see what the aftermarket does. Cummins has always been very friendly to tuners.
Absolutely. If they stay friendly, as Brian says, if we're starting at those numbers, where we can go with that, the sky's the limit. I mean, I'm very excited to see where that will go.
Yeah.
Maybe even they're talking at 35,000 pounds on that dually single cab long bed. That would also be a phenomenal truck lowered with super singles running down a drag strip. So that, depending on that computer, there might be different ways we can go. I mean, we are all about the off-road. We love big. I'm not opposed to going the other way ever. I will always be a Mopar guy at heart. If we can lay rubber with one of these things and we can get some super singles on the back one and get one down a racetrack, I'm in.
Smoky.
Let's do it.
Real smoky.
Absolutely. Roll coal, baby.
Yeah, we are excited to see what kind of numbers we can get out of a tuner. Unfortunately, the GM with the L5P made those unhackable, unjailbreakable, but
they ruined my day.
yes, they really did. You always need more power on a $400 module rather than swapping everything out. Let's dive into the frame a little bit. That's 6 cross members, fully boxed frame?
Well, when you talk the torque numbers, it would have to be. So yeah, they've added, I want to say 2. I think they were 4 before, now they're 2. So full box frame. The only reason to do that is insane torque numbers.
Yeah.
When you convert torque and go to pull something, it's going to twist that truck.
Exactly.
It's always going to twist. You have a full box frame, that just tells me that these numbers might not be all gloat. I mean, they might be real close to what they're actually going to be producing when we hit pavement. To box a frame out fully like that, they're getting ready for some torque for sure.
They're not blowing smoke, or are they?
They will be.
Yeah. So, but yeah, with that 4 cross member, you would definitely be lifting a wheel like some of those big rigs, which would look really cool, but definitely not all that functional. So speaking of the frame, they're putting some airbags in the back end of this thing.
Absolutely. They are helping out those leaf springs with what I'm just going to go ahead and call a 3-stage system. You're going to be able to pick where you want these airbags. So you're going to have your stock mode, I'll call it, which is just your basic drive around mode, which is already going to be set to feel load and adjust accordingly. Going from there, when we know we're getting into some stuff, they have tow mode, where you're going to be able, it's just going to be ready to, like I said earlier,
whole lot
rip walls off. I mean, it's going to be ready to get down and dirty. And then the one I'm most excited about, because I always load trailers by myself, is the bed. These airbags are actually going to allow you in any situation to drop that bed and hook your trailer up. So if you are in an incline situation, mud situation, by yourself, whatever the case may be, Dodge has thought about it. So they've got that bed dropping so you can hook right up by yourself and get on your way. Most of these, I'm sure too, are going to come with the rear view camera. Mm-hmm. So that's all in cab, guys. I mean, we're talking even if your trailer's sunk and whatever it is, 8 inches off the ground,
yeah,
you're going to be able from in your cab, back up, drop that bed, put the ball under, hook up, lift, and go. I mean, it's exciting stuff for sure. I don't know, I'm sure there's plenty of you guys out there that are sick of getting in and out of your truck, and I am one of them. So that will definitely help with that situation for sure.
But that will create some challenges for the aftermarket, obviously. We have conversations with Denali owners probably weekly of, hey, yeah, we can lift your truck, but we got to swap out that magnetic ride. What you paid $70,000 for your truck for is now going to be gone. We can make it look good, but we got to take out the cloud ride.
Right, and that's always a hard conversation. You know, you pay $60,000, $80,000 for these rides, and yeah, I can make, like you said, we can make them look great. At what cost, though? I mean, we're, you know, it's kind of like a teeter-totter there. It's, do we lose what we paid for here with our air ride and all this to get our look, or do we, you know, keep with what we have? So yeah, moving forward, I'm hoping these manufacturers think about that and have a spacer situation or something that keeps us from deleting that airbag. Deleting that airbag would definitely take away, in my opinion, from this vehicle. It's a huge deal to have that back there, huge helper. A lot of people, I mean, how many people are coming into us with the older trucks? We get the lift, they're towing something, and we're going back in immediately with airbags to compensate. So Dodge has thought about that. They're thinking about their consumers, you know, they're trying to keep that going for everybody. So in our world, it's going to come down to what these manufacturers plan out for that. It would be absurd if they don't come out with something. Someone's going to have something for it that'll keep from deleting it. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, and that's the nice thing about Ram. It's always been very friendly to the aftermarket. They make round wheel wells instead of the square ones like Chevy does. They don't put those crash bars into the wheel wells and the water bottles into the wheel wells like Ford does.
For sure. They made a spot for a wheel and tire. That's what goes there. A wheel and tire.
Are you guys doing a video? You guys must be doing a Dodge video. I'm out of here.
Frickin' Josh and his Chevy crap. Anyway.
What's he think about that 2020?
See him all the way, baby.
He just knows what's going to happen when they chain up behind a Dodge. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, as we were saying, they're very aftermarket friendly. You can stuff a whole lot of wheel and tire under there without some crazy goofy offset or anything like that.
Right. You can fill that up with rubber. There's not going to be, with our Chevys and stuff, you see us day in and day out playing with offset. We're trimming. And we're talking on 6-7 inch lifts, where I can get that same size in most Dodges with a 2-inch leveling kit. So that gives you an idea of how much space. I mean, they, like we said, they planned for a wheel and tire to go there, and they left us space to play with it. So that's one thing I've always loved about Dodge.
Well, in the words of Forrest Gump, that's all we got to say about that. This is resident Mopar guy Billy. As you'll see when you stop by the shop, his office is all decorated with Mopar. So leave your comments down in the comment section on your opinions of this new truck. Give us a like, give us a subscribe while we're at it, and we'll see you soon.
We really appreciate you guys. Have a great day and come back and see us.